Mixtapes and DVDs is my era.
Facts.
We did it better.
Yep.
Pelly leathers,
Facts.
ACG boots. We 80s babies and early 90s when it got grimy. I was out of this world, you could not find me unless you check the lobby. Hustling was my hobby. We was lobby boys before Jim Jones. You could catch me at Harlem eating Jimbos.
DVD Era TV back at y'all with another one. Y'all know the slogan. Let's get straight into it. Now, ODB had a long history of being in trouble with the law and also being involved with acts of violence. But in this particular video, we only going to focus on 3 situations involving him. Now, in 1994, ODB was shot in his stomach in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, after he had an argument with 2 men over a music dispute. Now, the original article I read on this situation, it just said ODB was shot in his stomach after an argument with 2 guys over rap music. Now, getting shot in your stomach over an argument over rap music sounds crazy. Like, I hope it wasn't a debate like Rakim is better than Big Daddy Kane and you disagree and you shoot somebody in the stomach. So let's just X that out because that's stupid. You get what I'm saying? So it could have been a case maybe they rap and ODB promised to do a verse for them, or they pay ODB to do a verse for them and he never did it and he took their money and they seen him and addressed him about it. That could be a scenario. Or it could be a situation where they dissed each other on a rap song, they seen each other, they approached each other and it went left. That could be a scenario. Or it could just be as simple as them saying Wu-Tang is whack, you trash. And, you know, they argue with each other, they get disrespectful, and ODB end up getting shot. Now, they never really explained what the argument was over, so this is all speculation. But that's not where the trouble stops. In 1998, ODB will find himself in a situation that he might not made it out of. Now, ODB will be shot once again, this time in a home invasion, and this happened in 1998. Now, this is an article from RollingStone.com explaining the whole situation. Less than 9 hours after being shot in the back during an alleged robbery, Wu-Tang Clan member Old Dirty Bastard walked out of New York hospital against doctor's orders. The 29-year-old Brooklyn resident checked himself in the St. John's Hospital emergency ward shortly after the shooting, which took place at 5:30 p.m. in the Brownsville section of the borough. 2 men entered ODB's apartment at 254 Ralph Avenue and threatened him with a gun before stealing an undisclosed amount of money and jewelry, according to police spokeswoman. ODB, who was born Russell Jones, was shot once during the robbery. The bullet entered through his back and exited through an arm. Hospital spokesman Lars Lamar told Jams TV on Wednesday. He was very lucky that the bullet didn't hit any organs, just grazed the body, he said. It could have gone anywhere else and he wouldn't be here today. Doctors treated ODB for his superficial wounds and used an oxygen monitor to regulate his breathing because they feared the bullet had grazed his lungs. Lamar said no complications arose and ODB was listed in stable condition until approximately 2 a.m. when he suddenly checked himself out the hospital. He was scheduled to remain under observation until at least 11 a.m. when St. John's generally discharged patients who have obtained a doctor's approval. He got out of bed, started getting his things together, walked out the emergency room door, got in his van and drove off, Lawman said. A spokeswoman for ODB said he's recuperating at a nearby home, but will not return to his Brooklyn apartment for some time. She could not comment on whether the rapper knew his assailants or would he help the police identify the suspects. The 81st Precinct of Brooklyn police had made no arrests in this case, but the police spokeswoman said they suspect the robbery was a random act of violence rather than an attempt hit on a multi-platinum rapper. Now, in the MTV article I read, they say that ODB grabbed a gun and that's how he got shot. But this article says something different. But either way, he got shot in his back and it exited his arm in a home invasion. Now, the following year, ODB will find himself in some more trouble following the whole home invasion situation. This time, he was involved with a shootout with the police. Now, this is an article about the situation from MTV.com. Wu-Tang Clan rapper Old Dirty Bastard was arrested after a shootout with Brooklyn police Friday, according to police. The 29-year-old ODB-born Russell Tyrone Jones and a companion, Frederick Cuffey, were taken into custody about 8:15 p.m. According to Detective Robert Moore of the 77th Precinct, where the suspects were being held, it's still being investigated, Moore said. There were no injuries, said Officer Dennis Laffin, a police spokesman. The suspects were charged each with attempted murder on a police officer, according to a report in the Associated Press. The suspects were driving in a Chevrolet Tahoe Friday when police stopped them for a traffic violation in Brooklyn neighborhood of Crown Heights. Laffin said they were pulled over because either or both of their headlights were out, he said. The suspects got out the truck and at least one of them began firing at police officers, Laffin added. Police returned gunfire, he said, adding that he had no information on how many shots were fired at the police. ODB and Cuffy were arrested. One of the suspects who police did not identify was taken into custody nearly 3 hours after fleeing the scene, according to Laffin. The second suspect fled and was apprehended about 11 p.m., Laffin said. Laffin said the suspects were not being cooperative with police. ODB and Cuffy also faces possible charges of reckless endangerment, possession of a weapon, and assault, Laffin said. Now, after this situation, ODB will have a few more run-ins with the law and, a few more times getting in trouble with the law. Now, ODB was sadly passed in 2004, not too long after he signed a deal with Rockefeller Records. Now, ODB had died November 13th, 2004, just 2 days before his 36th birthday, and he never got to release his Rockefeller album, A Son Unique, or maybe it's pronounced A Song Unique because he said that in a few rhymes or whatever. And it's just sad. But anyway, if you're a fan of these old hip-hop stories, tell a friend to tell a friend about my page. These stories are dope hearing it now that I'm grown. It wasn't no social media back in the day when I was a kid, so I wouldn't have cared about these stories anyway, but it's dope hearing these stories now about these legendary artists. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'm out. 1.